Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marchello Currence rain back up in this. Yeah, I wanted to make a video explaining some things about what the Illuminati have had did against me across the country. Um, from starting from what I count around 2018. So this group, the Illuminati, I can't speak for anyone else, but let me say this right off the rip so that you know that um, I'm not some paranoid schizophrenic person or bipolar person or psychosis person. Um, they left me a note in 2018, October Halloween of 2018, October 31st, 2018. They left me a note that said they would hunt me forever. So that separates me from people that are probably suffering from mental sickness, thinking they're being followed and they're not being followed. They left me a note which solidified um, them and following me around and playing around my life. So they also made up a lie because they couldn't make nothing stick in the American community against me. Because what they do is, in my life particularly, they go from whatever neighborhood I live in, wherever I live, wherever area I live in, even if I'm homeless on the streets, they concentrate on that area and they go through it and tell people that I'm some sex predator, some pedophile, and the one thing that they said the most, I will say that enraged people and made people join their cause against me was that I raped teenage girls. So everywhere I've been going since about 2018, they've been telling people that I raped teenage girls, which everywhere I've stayed since 2018 has been very adult, super adult. I haven't even been around any children at all, or living with any in the places where where I lived. No contact with any children under 18. So yeah, but they went around the country and even in Phoenix, Arizona, when I was there, I had a little layover there. They spread it all across everywhere there, um, all up and down the West Coast, wherever I went, all the different cities I went. I've lived in Sacramento, San Jose, San Francisco. So they have been going city to city, even here now in New York, telling people that. Well, I don't think they told people here in New York because it's more sophisticated here than anywhere else. So they just told people that I'm in a contest with them, which I beat them 9 times. So I would even count probably basically 10. You know, basically how many more times than I can count on both hands, basically. Um, so I just wanted everyone to know because it was something that I actually forgot about. I forgot that they actually were spreading that around for a split second because they haven't been really doing it for about a year. So since I've been here in New York, back to New York um, in January of this year. So that's kind of when that stopped. So they flipped it around and tried to act like it was this official contest because I guess they showing out in New York, want to make an official contest. But the bottom line is this has been going on for me for about 3 years solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid. That means 24/7, every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted you New Yorkers and people to understand the things that they had already had put out. So, they put that out so that you could be enraged in your community against me. You know what I'm saying? Because what else could stick? Okay, you bring up some stuff from his childhood. Okay, children do all kind of stuff, and the people that he would be talking to, they would be talking to, would know that they've done stuff as children. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes children children. They do childish things. You know, that's not abnormal. That's not abnormal at all. You know, so that wasn't sticking. So they had to find something to rally up the people together and arouse the people. So they started saying some lie where I raped teenage girls. Now any fool know that if I had raped teenage girls, then I would be in locked up. I would be locked up away from teenage girls. Okay? You know what I mean? So this is the lie. Cause come on, ask yourself, okay, if somebody raped teenage girls, how can someone get away with that nationwide? They will look for you. Okay? They will look for you. There's no way around that. You know, so and then did I leave immediately? Are they saying I left the city where this happened? Did I leave immediately? Then why, if I didn't leave immediately, then why did no one swarm the city looking for this person? You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing about it. You know what I'm saying? So, either you're not gonna sit around and lay around, and then I'm on the streets too, totally vulnerable, 24/7. Where they could be looking for, police could be looking for somebody, or whoever looking for somebody. I'm vulnerable 24/7 in that situation. Nah, uh-uh. No. So, but I want you to know what I know. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know why this country is suffering. Because I'm a prophet. I'm a prophet. You put something on somebody's name like that, excuse me, that's a prophet, and you go coast to coast with it, it's gonna bring coast to coast repercussions. Because we're all adults, I can't say I've been in that situation where I've actually put something bad on somebody's name like that. I would never do that. So I can't relate to what one should feel or what should happen. You know, well, I can say what should happen. I mean, they should be brought to the highest level of destruction, because we don't know who these people would do this to next. We don't know. That's the main thing. So now that you see all these things happening, now that you see COVID-19 ravishing the community, it makes more sense. These people, the Illuminati and the American community too, they're part of it, of this conspiracy against me. They joined to what these people said. We're responsible. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I can't relate to someone that joined that lie. I don't join lies. I don't join foolishness when people say things. Someone tells me something and then, oh, okay, I go up in arms about something that I didn't see and I don't have, and there's no proof of. I have never been in a situation where I've done something like that. I can't relate to to that kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for them doing that, God just decided to do what He needed to do. Just I mean, put yourself in God's. You can't put yourself in God's shoes, but understand where God is coming from. Okay, this community. People say, "Well, do everybody need to suffer?" Well, hear it out. Hear me out. Many, 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 many Americans joined to this lie that I had raped some teenagers. Whenever, and they joined, many Americans. I mean, I'm talking about gas stations, restaurants, just everyday people in the community, people that live in communities I was in, just a whole complete hoopla of foolishness. And that's a lot of people that have to be brought under judgment. Not one of them will escape. Not one of them will be let go. So, what do you think should happen? We can't literally we can't take the police and find everybody in every restaurant, in every place, in every nook and cranny that they used. Okay? Again, these are people that made a decision to follow this lie. They made a decision to follow what they said. They made that decision. That's not that they're responsible as adults for joining something that was said with no proof and no evidence showed to them. They couldn't have had no evidence and showed or anything showed to them because nothing happened. So they joined. These people all over the country, from America and all over in America, from Florida, all the gas stations, stores, and places in Florida, all joined that. As soon as they heard, oh, he raped teenage girls, they on it. They went from Walmarts to all across the South, all on the West Coast, all in different nooks and crannies, all on the West Coast, all in these different cities. San Jose, all at the grocery stores, all at the Greyhound, all, yeah, like that. That's why God is not playing. Now you understand why it's happening. All of that and none of that is true. No, ain't nobody playing it. But they thought they would be modern day, thinking like a 20-year-old. You'd be a savage. You're gonna be a savage. You're gonna do this crazy stuff, and it backfired. I'm just letting y'all know. So, in the case that, yeah, now you see, it's like, oh my God, okay, they went and followed this person from in gas stations, Walmarts, department stores, sending lies in every place where the person went. That's what they did to me. Everywhere I went, they spread this lie about teenage girls. That's why the energy was everywhere I go, the energy is crazy because they have spread this lie. They concentrate wherever I go and spread a lie all around the atmosphere. So what do you think God is going to do with these people joining to this lie? What do you think God is going to do to them? We're all responsible for what we believe. You're responsible for what you join in. You can't be like, I can't say, oh, you can love kids all day long, but I can't just jump on somebody because I love kids. I can't just jump on you because I have no evidence of it saying I love kids. I could love kids more than anybody in the world. I could be the number one person that loves children, but I cannot jump on a person and there's no information, there's no tangible evidence, there's no audios, there's no videos, there's no visuals of him raping teenage girls as in being and having sex with teenage girls as a fully grown man. So yeah, that's my thing, because I have a somewhat of a street background. And I'm not joining to anybody talk about something without evidence and without some obvious proof. So so I don't have any compassion for people to say, oh well, we did it for the kids, but no, I could say I'm doing something for kids, anything. But if I don't have any evidence, if I don't have any tangible visuals, then I am just making and constructing my own narrative and my own mission without any evidence. So it's really not for children. I can say I'm going out here and I'm punching everybody that I see for children. But it doesn't make it just to hurt and harm and punch these people if they have done no wrong to children. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't make it does. So all that we did this for children, you didn't do anything for children without evidence of someone interacting in an illegal way with children. That's when you're doing something for children, when you see what has been done for specific children. Now you can pinpoint it, now you can say it, and then you can proceed. But you have no evidence of anything, so how can you actually say that you're doing anything? You see what I'm saying? How can you say you're actually doing anything? That part. Nah. So So for people that say, well, do everybody deserve to suffer? Yes, because an innocent person first was played with, which means in response, innocent people will suffer. If something happens to an innocent person that belongs to a kingdom that has the power to destroy, that kingdom is not going to have mercy on innocent people because one of their own was innocent. If you mess with one of my people and they're totally innocent, I'm not going to care nothing about your innocent people. So innocent attacks against innocent people breed attacks against other innocent people on the opposite side. That's how that goes. You know this. You should be smart enough to know this. If you do something to an innocent person, you attack an innocent person, that is going to breed most likely a repercussion on innocent people on the opposite side. That's how formulas look at formulas. That's how that formula will work, most likely. So while you're begging and pleading like a child that's scared to get whooped, like, no, mommy, no. The whooping is inevitable. It's inevitable. You're just begging like a little child, scared of the repercussions. It has to happen. It's a part of the universe. I told y'all that in my other video, the karma computer. The computer is just going to show what has been done and what needs to be done. You can argue with the people, you can argue with the workers, you can argue with me, you can argue with preachers, you can argue with God. It will all up in the computer cannot lie. This karma computer cannot lie, man. That's why you have to be careful with what you do. You set all that up, all these lies, and I'm gonna tell you who's behind it. Entitled white racists. Yeah, you think you can, these young 30 somethings, these 20 somethings, rich and got nothing else to do, gothic and crazy and lost your mind and got nothing else to do, running around town, driving around town, playing games. And you thought because of history that nothing would happen. That's what you thought. You looked at the history of America and you thought nothing would happen. Sorry, something did happen for you doing what you did to me. Look at your country. That's all I gotta say. Because these people was messing around me before COVID came. That let me note that. Well, obviously 2018. I told you about 2018, but I want you to know. I need you to hear that soundbite. These people been doing this stuff before COVID-19, so you understand that COVID-19 is part of a spiritual repercussion against somebody that's a prophet. Okay, let me help you understand. Okay, when people say, well, what's so special about that person? Does this need to happen for one person? Okay, are you doing what I do? Have you went on 40-day fast? Do you go into God's presence literally like a job, clocking in and clocking out, 8-hour shifts, worshiping and praising God, advancing in the spirit for 8 hours, for 12 hours at a time, for long lengths of time, for months and months and months and months? Have you done that for years and years, spending hours in God's presence? You have not done that. So you can't even tell me what would happen in a case where someone messed with someone that had been advancing in God's presence for hours, like a job, like 8 hours at a time. So when I used to worship God at that time, I would worship and praise, literally praying in the spirit, not just praying in the spirit, praying in the Holy Ghost, which is advancing in the spiritual world, which is advancing me in the spiritual world, worshiping God, which is going deeper into God's presence. Doing that for 8 hours, somebody went to work, literally, and clocked in and clocked out, and I was still in God's presence. You don't play with people like that. And they struck at that. That's what God looks at, because he never forgets who you are. That's what they struck at. You're used to looking at these pastor scandals and everything and thinking because you see something in my life, you got a loophole to play with games in my life, and you don't. You did not. God still remembered who I was, seeking his face, worshiping him, 40-day fasts, Daniel fast, 40-day Daniel type fast, where basically it was 40-day fast where I gave up certain objects, certain food objects. God honors that. That's who you're talking to. That's who you're dealing with. A person that fasts for weeks. Literally. So I got to get all you cartoonish type of Americans, you cartoon type of Americans, realizing what you're playing with. Because you're in a cartoon world, and I'm showing you, look at your country. I'm showing you in reality what's happening. While you sitting up in a dream world thinking you playing with me are in a contest with me, I'm just pointing to your country. I'm just pointing to the repercussions. Because there's no way that God is going to allow somebody to play with somebody like that. That knows him. So like I said, they made up this lie talking about I rape teenage girls. Raped now. Yeah. Sending it all around everywhere. That's why everybody was tripping. And then they realized, I guess certain forces sent their forces in and they realized none of that was even true. Now you got people that's scared for what's going to happen. Even this group. Even all the people, all the Americans that joined them, not just the Illuminati. That's what. If it was just them, then COVID probably wouldn't have happened like it did here. It wasn't just them. They used Americans. They used all type of Americans. People working at jobs, thugs, non-thugs, gay, straight, bisexual, lesbians, everything you could think about. Children and everything. That's why the repercussion is so heavy. I just wanted you to know. Yeah. So they told people I raped teenage girls, which is ridiculous in America. If that had happened, I would be under the prison. Right now. I would be making a video right now from prison. Yeah, so that's the common sense thing. But why people believed it and why people followed that narrative is besides me. But for any narrative, it's besides me, because if the bottom line is if law enforcement wanted me, I would be in jail. That's the first thing you should look at. Okay, if he did something, then why is he walking around freely with no cares in the world? This man don't even look like he hiding from anybody. This man don't even walk around like he cares. Who does that? No. That's first thing you should look at. How he's walking around. How he's walking around, the nature, the behavior that he has walking around, and then how America is allowing him to walk around. This man is walking around freely. Ain't no way in the world he would have did any of those things that are illegal. And he'd be walking around like that. But people like to play games. This country is a game console country. Whole bunch of game nerds. I like video games too, but I'm not a cornball when it comes to liking games and video games and any type of sports or anything. I'm not a cornball about it. And these people they're cornballs. And now, they're begging for mercy, and it's not even a matter of forgiveness. People can forgive somebody that's guilty of crimes, but they still have to suffer. When it's really supposed to happen, they have to suffer. It's not a matter of forgiveness. They can't hide behind forgiveness. I can forgive them, but it's still going to happen. Because justice has to be served. I'm sorry. So it's not a matter of forgiveness. It's a matter of justice. Yeah, I just wanted you to know what's going on.